Hi, welcome to GGKCS, the multi-generational podcast / FlossTube for fans of all things knitting, cross-stitch, and geeky. Hi. I have not had enough coffee yet this morning. Today is Sunday, the 5th of September, 2021, and this is episode 459. I'm Cece, and I'm so glad you're here. I'd like to say a big welcome back. Love y'all to all returning viewers, and a big hi to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. Hope you enjoy the show. Y'all, this episode is jam-packed because we have 9th Podiversary winners. We have Summertime and the Living is Easy Al prize winners. I'm doing a review of the new Pom Pom Quarterly, and I have the Just Cross Stitch Christmas Ornaments issue. So, I have a lot to talk about, so let's get started. All right, let's talk about what's on my knitting needles in my cute little fish stitches project bag. I am working on birthday socks for Dammy, and I am using my French Vanilla Cappuccino sock pattern that you can get on javapearldesigns.com. I'm using US 1.5, 2.5 mil needles, and the yarn is Rockin' String Creations Jitterbug Sock in the Meow colorway, and Craftslayer PDX Fingering Weight in a one-of-a-kind gray colorway. Look, y'all, I already made it past the heel of the first sock. How gorgeous is this yarn? So this right here, the black, is the end of the repeat. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 colors in this repeat. How fun is that? So did the toe in the gray, did 10 stripes of the color. Dammy asked me to make them a little bit longer, so I made them just a little bit longer. If I was doing them how I had been doing them, I would have stopped at the end of the orange. So, but made it to end of that colorway, did the heel in the gray, and then have just done a couple of rows of this gray back in the stripe progression. And Dammy wants them just a traditional height. Yeah, I'm enjoying working on those. I am going to talk about my this thing here on the end of my needles that keeps the stitches on. I'm going to talk about that in Ask the Geeks. So stay tuned for that. And that is everything that I'm working on other than this week's preemie hat. So let's move on and talk about my finished project. All right, let's talk about my finished project. So here is last Sunday's preemie hat. This is number 35 for the year. I use my free top-down preemie hat pattern, Yarn Fuzz, that you can find on our website, javapearldesigns.com. I used US 6's 4 mil needles, and the yarn is Lily Sugar and Cream Ombre in the Swimming Pool colorway and Lily Sugar and Cream in the Squishy Twists colorway. And these are actually cotton yarns. I'm trying to use up these yarns. They say summer to me. I want to use them up. I only have a little bit left. I'm going to have to add a gray in with the two colors to have enough to make a hat, but that is what I'm going to be doing for the hat that I'm knitting today. So there's my preemie hat, number 35 for the year. Making good progress on, I think I finished like 54 projects this year so far, both knitting and cross stitch. So there we go. All right, let's move on to the next segment. What is the deal with these planes? Every time I start recording, a plane starts flying over. And now it's time for FlossTube. 3 projects I'm working on this week. First up in my Black Needle Society, I am No Bird and No Net Ensnares Me project bag. I am working on what you're seeing on the screen right now, Dreaming Girl by Barbara Anna Designs. I am stitching it on Fiber on a Whim 14 count Ada in the lipstick colorway, also from the Black Needle Society, as well as using a Black Needle Society needle minder. Okay, so let's see. I'm trying to get this folded so that you can see everything. And let's see how this works. Here we go. Ooh, don't knock over my coffee. That would be bad. Here we are. Y'all, I'm so close to being done. I don't remember where I was last week. Who knows? But I know that I did stuff kind of maybe in this area this last week. and I'm working on the final big motif, which is the sun. There's like 4 more, I think, of these little baubles that go around here. Obviously, they all have to be filled in, and the rays on this side. This part of the sun has to be filled in. There's the other side of the sun, and there's rays on this side, and filling in all these little baubles. And then there's a tiny bit of backstitch over the mouth and backstitch to hang all the leaves and acorns and the key to the hair, and then this is finished. I'm going to do my best to finish this before next week's episode. I think I can do it. What I've been doing is I've been working on this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday nights, although there was one night this week that I did not, oh my gosh, y'all. Work this week was a beast. I worked almost 5 hours of overtime this week. So, I've been working on this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then working on Autumn and Stars Hollow that I'm about to show you on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So if I can finish this, then I will put my focus over onto Stars Hollow to finish that. And then I'm debating what I'm going to do next. I think maybe it's going to be the I Wish You Lived Next Door pattern that I showed you all a few weeks ago. Because that way I could ship it. So it'd be for my bestie Katie, and that way I could ship it with her birthday socks, which is what's going on the needles next after Dammy's are finished, because her birthday's at the end of October. But then also we'll go ahead and knit birthday socks for her youngest, Izzy, whose birthday's in January, and then ship all that together because shipping overseas is a lot. So I think that's probably what's going to go on I think that's probably what I will be stitching on next, but don't know for sure yet. Second project in my Gilmore Girls Insomnia Paratus project bag, Hep Alien zipper pull. This is from the Autumn and Stars Hollow box by the Black Needle Society, and I am working on the pattern from the retreat. And here is where I am. So I think last week I hadn't even started. I think I had just finished the gazebo scene. So I think this week I did the whole lamppost. I did the wreath. I filled in like the yellow in the lamp and did the white going off. And then I've started on the Luke's coffee cup. The reason I haven't filled in here is because it's color that is like background for another motif. So I was like, I'm not going to put that in. Just a few stitches. I'll wait and fill that when I get to that motif. This needle minder up here is from Forbidden Fibers from their Raining Lorelei box. This needle minder down here is also from Black Needle Society. This is the last time I buy anything just because it's furry. If you know, you know. This is on, I think it's 18 count Ada, full coverage. And I will be, the reason there's so much fabric here and over here is because I'm going to be connecting these. Because Katie is doing a pattern for each of the retreats. So I think next is winter. No, maybe not. Maybe next is I don't know. I don't know what order we're going in, but they're going to all connect. So you can do them separately or you can connect them. So I'm connecting them. So when I finish this, it will be an FO, but then there's 3 other FOs that will go into making the full FO. So, I was trying to see, hold on, let's open the pattern here. So on the other side of the coffee cup is Rory's legs and her Chilton skirt, but there is only 16 more stitches to this side over here to the edge of the pattern because it's just 95 by 95. So we've got the full height. And then there's 16 more stitches on this side, and that will reach us to the other side of it. So I'm loving working on this. I can't wait to work on it some more today after I finish my preemie hat and I do my 25/7 stitching, which, speaking of, is right here in my Winnie the Pooh project bag from Knit Run Dig. And I am working on, it's backwards, Ember Castle by Terra Luna Stitchery. All the details of everything that I'm using for this, needle minder, pattern keeper, grime guard, Bitsy Bob, silicone ties, all of that is in the show notes at ggkcs.com. So here's where I'm at. So I'm doing this 25. So this is, I think this is a 25 count easy grid. And I'm doing 2/1/10 stitch, which means I only do one leg of the stitch instead of both legs. And I am doing 25 stitches on this a day. So 25/7, you either do 25 stitches a day on a project or 25 minutes. So I'm doing 25 stitches plus one day I'm doing 50. That's on Fridays. So this last week I did these 2 squares. And when I finished that square, this is the stitching from yesterday. When I finished this square, I was at 35,600 stitches out of 265,824 stitches complete and 13.392% complete. When I finished, so this week I'll be doing these 2 squares. And when I finish this column and actually like 2 stitches of this column, I will be done with page 6 and on to page 7. So I'm going to have to finish the whole column to fully finish page 6. But there we are, making progress. 22 years from now, I'll be finished. No, I hope at some point to be able to do more than 25 stitches on it. Maybe I'll increase it and do like, I don't know, 50 stitches a day or something on it, because that would be fun. And that would be a great way to cut time. But I'm getting, part of the problem is I'm getting to the spots where it's a lot of confetti and a lot of colors used. Like when I finished the previous column, the last like 300 stitches, so the last 3 squares at the bottom, was so much confetti. I probably used like 30 colors in those squares. So there's a lot of needle changing, of color changing and such. So we shall see. But maybe at some point I can add a little bit more time and either do 25 minutes or do like 50 stitches a day or something like that, just to increase how much I'm getting done. So, all right. Well, that is everything for FlossTube, but that is not everything for cross stitch. Stay tuned for Yummies. Stay tuned for 9th Podiversary giveaways, because there's some cross stitch ones in there. Announcing prizes for the artistic autumnal along, and there are cross stitch prizes in there, so you should just stick around. All right, let's move on to the next segment. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show, Yummies. Yummies are our current favorite things we like, things we want to talk to you about, Yummies. And what I'm going to talk to you about today is what showed up in my mailbox this week, the Just Cross Stitch 2021 holiday issue Christmas ornaments. There are some cute things in here. I was not as impressed with this issue as I was with last year. So here is some Celebrate the Season. Okay, my favorite is in this part. Christmas Critters. This one. How beautiful is that? So pretty. That one is designed by the Stitcher Hood. It's called Waiting for Santa. And it is 70 by 70. So it's not huge. It's even smaller than my Stars Hollow. So I love it. It's only 5 colors, which is great. And I'm going to have to stitch that. There are some other critters. The little, I don't know if they're hedgehogs or porcupines. They're cute. But this is my favorite of the whole issue. Let's get to the next section, which is Jolly Old Saint Nick. There's lots of gnomes in this issue. As you can see, lots of gnomes. Lots of gnomes. This section is called Let Heaven and Nature Sing. The birds are very pretty. I like those. I could see like doing something from this for like a Christmas ornament exchange. This is called Let It Snow. I do like this one with the finishing to make it look like an actual like Christmas round bauble ornament. This snowman with the cute little pink cheeks is cute. That bobble, the one that looks like the bobble is from Crafty Cat Designs. It's 44 by 49, and it's a flat ornament finishing, and there's instructions on how to do that in the issue. It's got some specialty stitches. Vertical elongated cross stitch, horizontal tied cross stitch, and Smyrna crosses in it. So if you want to try some fun little stitches, that would be a good one to do. This one is called Merry and Bright. I do like the Ugly Christmas Sweater. I think that one's fun. Again, the finishing is great on that. Also, this one, how cool is that one? So that one is called Chris Ribbon by the Queen Stitch. It's 17 by 264. And then you like use a fabric stiffener to make it. And then the Ugly Christmas Sweater is 42 by 35. Very cute. Okay, this section is called North Pole. Lots of deer. The next section is called the First Noel. Sorry, we live by a fire station. The next section is called Trimming the Tree. This one is another really interesting construction. I like this one feels like 3D, even though it's not. So let's see here. The one that feels 3D to me is by Artemishka Cross Stitch. It's 58 by 58. And it's got like some elongated cross stitches in it. And that other one that had a really cool construction is by, hold on, by Cherry Parker. It's called The Holly and the Ivy. You have to do 3 different sections. The top is 30 by 30, middle is 35 by 35, bottom is 40 by 40. And you like stuff it with polyfill, which is really cool. So that's kind of a fun construction. And then we get to recipes and memories and stitch instructions, finishing instructions, and the end. So again, you know, my favorite was, let's see, is it even on the front cover? I don't see that it is. Well, it should be because it's my favorite. My very favorite right there. Love it, love it. Waiting for Santa by the Stitcherhood. Knocked it out of the park. Love it. Need to stitch it. I might change the stockings to different colors and may just do like 3 stockings, one for me, one for Dammy, and one for Pinky. And maybe I need to change the black cat to different color for Pinky. That would be cool. So I did like some of those really interesting constructions of different things, but overall I think I like last year's issue better. So but there it is. This came with my my subscription that I get. The Halloween one did not come with it. I don't know why. I had to buy it separately, but the Christmas one did, and I was very surprised to already be getting the Christmas one even though it's only September. But I guess they're wanting to get it out early in case you want to stitch some of it for Christmas. So, alrighty. Well, that is everything for Yummies this week. So let's move on to the next segment. And now I'm going to talk about what we're reading, watching, and listening to. Just a reminder about our ongoing RAL read along, which is a challenge for you to read 15 minutes a day, every day. I don't care what you're reading, as long as you're reading. Audiobooks do count. And all the rules and the finish. So all the rules are both in our Facebook group as well as in the show notes at ggkcs.com. The finish line is in the Facebook group, and by participating in the seasonal, sorry, I was trying to pull the top stitches tight on my preemie hat and it was not cooperating. By participating in the seasonal along RALs, which right now we're in the July, August, September, you earn entries into the year-long challenge, and at the beginning of 2022, we will draw for 3 grand prize winners. We will start pulling together the grand prize bundles probably in a couple months. So yeah. You know what? I just messed up. This is what I get for knitting while I'm trying to talk. Okay, what I'm reading. Continuing to read The Body Keeps the Score, Brain, Mind, and Body in the Healing of Trauma by Bessel van der Kolk, reading that as part of my counseling. Reading Leaving the Fold, Guide for Former Fundamentalists and Others Leaving Their Religion by Marlene Winnell. This book I'm also reading for counseling, and it talks a lot about trauma, religious trauma. So that is why I am reading it and discussing it with my counselor and all of that. I have not started the book for my Unashamed Love Collective book for September yet because it has not arrived yet. I ordered it. It's on its way. As soon as it arrives, I will start reading it. I can't remember the name of it, but it's by Jennifer Knapp, who is a singer and came out. And it's, I believe, if I'm understanding correctly, it's her memoir about what happened when she came out as queer and was a contemporary Christian music artist. And so I'm excited to read that, and she will be joining our book club for our monthly chat, and she's going to do a private concert for us as well. So I'm so excited for that. Fiction-wise, I finished reading One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. It was not at all what I expected after reading her previous book, but I enjoyed it. It is a queer romance time travel science fiction. Is that time travel? Whatever you call it. And it's actually kind of funny because my lesbian literature book club is actually reading it, I think, for October. So I'm ahead of the game. I've already read it. And then I read book number 2 in the Written in the Stars series by Alexandria Bellefleur. It's called Hang the Moon. It is set here in Seattle, and it is a queer romance as well. And there is a third one coming. I'm not sure when. And then I'm currently reading Report for Murder, which is the first book in the Lindsay Gordon series by Val McDermid. And it is a British queer romance mystery thing. And so I'm enjoying that. Continuing to watch Law and Order Special Victims Unit, the episodes for the That's Messed Up and SVU podcast, which is not safe for children. Continuing to rewatch season 1 of Gilmore Girls with the I Am All In podcast with Scott Patterson, and really enjoying that. Y'all, I really messed up on my hat. I was right the first time. Okay. Tinking back. Because sometimes that happens in knitting. And then continuing to watch Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. We're in season 3 of that. Finished watching Leverage Redemption, which is a sequel to a TV show that was on a few years ago. Watching 9 Perfect Strangers. Oh my gosh, it's so good. With Nicole Kidman and Melissa McCarthy and lots of other actors and actresses, and just really, really enjoying it. And then we finished watching season 3 of Manifest, and I am so glad that it got renewed. I think Netflix is the one that actually picked it up after it was canceled, which is good because it ended on a major cliffhanger. So much enjoying that show. Now I don't know when season 4 is coming. Do you know, Dammy? I don't know if they've announced it. And then we started watching on Hulu, Only Murders in the Building, and I am so much loving this. It's got Steve Martin and Martin Short and Selena Gomez in it. They all live in the same apartment building in New York City. And this all happens like in the very first episode. An alarm goes off in the building and they have to evacuate, and they all end up at the same little restaurant together and discover that they're all 3 obsessed with the same true crime podcasts. And then a crime happens in the building. And you probably can guess from the title, Only Murders in the Building. And so they decide to create their own podcast. And so I'm really enjoying it. They premiered it with 3 episodes. And so we watched all 3 of those. And I'm eagerly awaiting the next episode. We also started watching Clickbait, which is a series on Netflix. It was like number 1 when we were like, what do we want to watch? And it's definitely a really interesting watch of something bad happens to one of the main characters, and then we're trying to figure out who did the crime. But it happened because of a clickbait video that was posted on the interwebs, the worldwide interwebs. So I think we only have like 2 episodes left of that. It was such a beast of a work week that like I would come home and just like collapse on the couch and be like, can we just watch something? I just need something mindless after the beast of a day at work today. And then this weekend I was just like, Dammy, I just need to rest. I just need to recover from work. So we've just been having a really relaxing weekend of just doing nothing. So we also watched the new Amazon Prime Cinderella movie. The music was fun. I'll leave it there. The music was fun. The music and musical numbers were fun. So, yeah. And then we also watched the Netflix movie Wine Country, which was actually inspired, I discovered as I looked at my BFF IMDb, that it was inspired by an actual trip that the actresses in the movie took to celebrate one of their 50th birthdays. And the characters are all SNL alums or writers or something to do with SNL. And it's just really funny and just kind of escapist. And it's got beautiful scenery because it's set in the wine country. And so that was just kind of a fun little escape movie. So, and then listening to, of course, my favorite murder podcast. And I was so thrilled that Karen and Georgia are back from their summer vacation, and we got a brand new episode that was just amazing. And I'm so excited to have new episodes going and to figure out, just to be able to have fun new things to listen to. And then, there's a few other podcasts I'm listening to, as well as random Spotify playlists. So that is what I am reading, watching, and listening to this week. Let's move on to the next segment and announce some prize winners. And now it's time for the June, July, August summertime and the living is easy. Ow. First off, I want to congratulate people who finished projects in the last couple, I think 2 or 3 days of the along. Those are Brittany M, Emily R, Jane S, and Silver D. All right, and now I'm going to announce to you the prize winners. If you are a winner of one of these prizes, I need you to email me at ggkcspodcast@gmail.com with your full name and mailing address. You'll have 30 days to claim your prize, or you forfeit it. I am having issues. You got them too. So you'll have 30 days to claim your prize or you forfeit it, and then we will use the prize for another giveaway down the line. So here we go. Here are the prize winners. First up, we had 2 skeins of 2-ply superwash undyed sock yarn from Knit Crate and Kool-Aid to Dye It. 2 winners, each winning 1 set. Those winners are number 34, Lisa L., and number 96, Brittany M. Next up, we have Mineville Wool Project Super Sock 8020 in the 2909-36-4, very descriptive colorway. And the winner of that is number 7, Jane S. We have the I'd Rather Be Buying Cross-Stitch Wallet, and the winner of that is number 120, Silver D. We have the Countess Ablaze Braid Geeks Like Rainbows 2 colorway. The winner of that is number 25, Tracy O. And we have the Yarn Squad Drawstring Backpack, and the winner of that is number 48, Sarah G. So, again, the winners are Lisa L., Brittany M., Jane S., Silver D., Tracy O., and Sarah G. Congratulations. And make sure and email me, ggkcspodcast@gmail.com with your full name and mailing address, and we will get the prizes out in the mail to you. 30 days. That's how long you have to claim it. All right, let's move on to the new owl. All right, it is time for the September, October, November Artistic Autumnal Owl. This started on the 1st of September and it runs through the 30th of November. It's for any project that you knit, crochet, weave, stitch, spin, or sew that you can convince us is related to autumn. Fallback, you made it in the autumn. No whips are allowed. You have to start your project September 1st or later and finish by the 30th of November. Every project that you knit, crochet, weave, spin. Every project that you knit, crochet, weave, and spin must be at least 20 yards, 18.3 meters. And when you finish your project, you post it in the FO thread, and that counts as 1 entry into the giveaways. If your project is not at least 20 yards, 18.3 meters, you need to group it in a single photo with other projects that together total at least 20 yards, 18.3 meters. And that'll be 1 entry into the giveaways. For stitching, sewing projects, we'll leave it to your best judgment. If you want an official ruling, email us. Feel free to poly dip in other owls as long as it fits in with their rules. We have a Google form that is linked in the announcements in the Facebook group. There's also a link in the show notes. And if you fill that out, it helps us make sure that if you're a prize winner, you get a prize that is a craft that you do. Which I was very grateful because for when we were doing prizes for the previous owl, because that helped to make sure we weren't sending cross-stitch stuff to someone who doesn't cross-stitch or vice versa. We have lots of lovely prizes on the screen right now. If you'd like to donate one to this or a future owl, you can email us at ggkcspodcast@gmail.com. And without further ado, let me announce the prizes for the autumnal owl. First off, we have Audine Wools by Knit Crate Mellow. 2 skeins of cordial. 2 winners will each win 1 skein. We have a wooden cat owl needle minder donated by Lori and a pumpkin kid turkey needle minder that will go along with it. We have a Try to Relax cross stitch kit from Lori. We have a knitting wrist yarn holder. So what you do with this is you put your cake of yarn down over the triangular part, and then you reconnect the little fob connector thingy to it, and then you can wear it on your wrist and have your yarn hanging off your wrist. And then we have a skein of La Brebis Light Alpaca in the Dogwood Berry colorway. Thank you to our prize donors. We appreciate you. And if you want to see them up close, more detail, you can always go to our show notes, ggkcs.com. You have to be a member of our GGKCS podcast /FlossTube group on Facebook in order to participate. Social media hashtag is hashtag GGKCS Autumn21. We will lock the FO thread the morning of the 1st of December and draw winners on the next podcast after that. For any and all giveaways, you have 30 days to claim your prize or you forfeit it. There's a chatter thread in the Facebook group as well. And we had one person finish an FO this week, and that is Tracy O. Way to go, Tracy. Keep working on your projects. You've got a little under 3 months to get them done and posted, and you might be a prize winner. All right, let's move on to the next segment. And now it's time for Ask the Geeks, the part of the show where you ask us a question and we answer it. This week's question actually came from the YouTube comments. Emily S. asks, can you tell us what needle stoppers you use on your 9-inch circular needles? Well, I use these needle stoppers on most of my knitting projects. These are called needle Wranglers. They are made by the Tempestry Project, and I'm putting a link in the show notes to their website. So this is the smallest. I think they have 3 sizes. So what you do is, like, I know from experience that these needles fit in the 3rd size. So you just stick your needles through the little holes, through the little divots, and then your yarn, your stitches stay on the needles, which is especially nice on these because there's so little room. So that's helpful. I do believe, I want to say that they have 2 more sizes. Let's look. Link. Visit. There we go. Here we go. Let's see here. Maybe. It's loading. Okay. Yeah. Yes, they have the mini. They have standard size, which fits, let's see if it says, US 4s to US 11s. And so that would mean that the minis fit US 0s to US 3s, I believe. Yes. And the jumbos fit US 13s to 19s. So we love these. They are made with 3D printer. They're really, really cool. I got to meet the lovely people behind these. And yeah, you should definitely check them out. I love, I use them. I have all the sizes, and they are a really, really great product to keep your stitches on the needles. Thank you so much to Emily for asking the question. If you have a question for us, you should go to our Ask the Geeks thread in the Facebook group, which I also just pinned as an announcement because they did some reformatting of our Facebook group. Then I can pin more things up there at the top in the announcement section. Or you can post them as a comment on YouTube videos, and we will answer them. Thus far, there's not been a question that we haven't been willing to answer. So ask away. All right, let's move on to the next segment. And now it's time for a review. As promised last week, this is Pom Pom Quarterly issue number 38, the Autumn 2021 issue. And the theme is Roots and Branches. As always, it arrives and we go, because the paper smells so amazing. So they wanted to use the idea of grounding yourselves in the trees and the roots and such. And also they also dive into African American root work. So that is really, really cool. Okay, so let me get to this spot where I can get the details for you. All right, here we go. First up, we have this gorgeous, gorgeous wrap. This is the Sylvatica by Anna Huesman. Sylvatica captures the feeling of the forest on a foggy night. It comes in one size, 200 centimeters, 79 inches long by 28 centimeters, 11 inches wide. This is a big thing. It uses lace weight yarn, 5 different colors. Yes, 5 different colors. And it's done on US 2.5 3 mil needles, and it's worked flat in garter stitch. And a continuous strand of the main color is held throughout, either alone or together with one strand of contrast mohair yarn. Oh, okay. So they used a lace weight that is wool and paper. And then they also use the lace weight that's mohair and silk. And it's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful wrap. Oops, I'm banging it against my coffee cup. All right. Here is our next project. It's a sweater. It's called Skyward, and it's by Yigitikan Vatansever, and it's an iconic autumn pullover. Bless you, Pink. I think it's sneezing. It's worked top down and uses a textured stitch pattern of interlaced tree branches constructed using cable methods. Here it is in another colorway. All right, so this comes in 9 sizes from 33 3/4 to 65 3/4 chest circumference, worn with approximately 3 to 7 inches of positive ease. Worsted weight yarn, US 7s 4.5 mil needles, worked in the round from top down, beginning with 1x2 rib at the neck, and then the yoke is the cable pattern with increases, and then it's divided for the body and sleeves. Very, very pretty. All right, let's get to the next one, which is no, I missed one. I think this is out of order. Or did I totally miss a pattern? Oh, I did. I totally missed a pattern. This is a hat. Very, very pretty. This is Stargrove by Tyra Smith. It's an uncommonly heartfelt hat pattern, and I just love the story behind this. It says, some years ago, the women of Tyra's family attended her uncle's wedding wearing outfits specially made of the same star motif fabric. The gesture demonstrated to all in attendance that they were members of the groom's family and in full support of the union. So Tyra was inspired by the supportive power of roots in all forms, from her own family roots to the mottled pink and brown roots of a tree. So it combines knitting and crochet. Very cool. So this comes in 3 sizes, 20 to 23 inch, worn with 2 to 4 inches of negative ease. It's a worsted weight yarn in 2 colors, using a US 7 4.5 mil and a US 6 4 mil and a US 5 3.75 mil knitting needles and a USG 4 mil crochet hook. Sort from the bottom up in the round. After ribbing, the first section of the body is knit in brick stitch, 2-color mosaic knitting pattern before being cast off. Crochet stitches are then worked into the cast off edge, and the hat transitions into the star stitch pattern with decreases worked in pattern to complete the crown. That is, oh, that's amazing. I love that. Love that they combined the 2 different crafts. Okay, here's our next sweater. This is Cladonia by Catherine Clark. It's Cat's ode to lichens and their position between the living and the dead. Look at that yoke. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It comes in 10 sizes from 32 to 66 1/4 inch chest circumference, meant to be worn with 3 inches of positive ease. It's knit in 4 colors of fingering weight yarn, and it's done with US 1.5, 2.5 mil, US 2.5, 3 mil needles. Top down pullover knit in the round. Optional color work during the shirt rows in the back neck. Cuffs and hems have an optional folded facing. And if you decide to work the hem facing, you can write a little note to yourself by using duplicate stitch after completing the hem facing. So let me see if I can find the picture of that. So this one says absorb, create, release, which is really, really cool. Love that. All right, here's our next sweater. It's a cardigan. This is Saknes by Zinette Hussein. It means roots in Latvian, which is Zinette's mother tongue. And here we go. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. I love the really, really deep ribbing there. That is so pretty. This comes in 8 sizes from 43 3/4 to 72 1/4 inches chest circumference with 7.5 to 12 inches of positive ease. So it's meant to be oversized. It's knit in worsted weight yarn, and it uses US 7s 4.5 mil and US 4s 3.25 mil needles. It's worked seamlessly from the top down. Back stitches are cast on, shoulders are shaped using short rows, and then work straight down to the underarm. Stitches for each front shoulder are picked up along the back shoulders and work separately with increases shaping the front neckline down to the underarm. Back and front are then joined together and continued straight in one piece down to the hem. Instructions are for Japanese short rows, but any short row method can be substituted, which is nice because I use shadow wraps when I do short rows. Then we have this beautiful headband. So pretty. This is Brocleande by Audrey Borigo. It's a classic vibe to make any outfit feel extra special. It comes in 3 sizes from 15 3/4 to 19 3/4 inches circumference, meant to be worn with 4 inches of negative ease. Aran weight yarn on US 6s 4 mil needles. It's knit flat, and then the cast on and cast off edges are seamed together to close the headband and create the knot. And it uses the waffle rib pattern. It's beautiful. I might have to knit one of those. All right. I am in love with this. It's so pretty. So pretty. This is the Alcia by Reed Case. Mosses are deeply symbolic of peace and stillness. Look at the detail here on the sleeve. Absolutely stunning. Love this one so much. Comes in 10 sizes from 38 to 74 inch chest circumference, meant to be worn with 4 to 12 inches of positive ease. It's done in fingering weight yarn. Using a US 6 4 mil crochet hook. And it's worked flat in pieces from the bottom up and seamed. Hem and cuff ribbing are worked lengthwise to desired width, and then the stitches are worked widthwise across long edge of ribbing to desired length. And it gives instructions if you want to make a longer garment, and if you want to do shorter sleeves. Closer fitting sleeves, looser fitting sleeves. It's got lots and lots of details in here about how to modify it. Okay, then we have this beautiful hat. This is Overstory by Heidi Kastner. Overstory's medium weight makes it just right to stash in your pocket or bag when autumn days begin to creep in. Comes in 3 sizes from 15 3/4 to 20 1/2 circumference. Meant to be worn with 2 to 4 inches of negative ease. It's done in a sport weight yarn. And you use either US 2.5 3 mil needles or US 4 3.5 mil needles, depending on the size. It's worked in the round from the bottom up. The ribbed brim transitions into a cabled pattern before the crown is shaped with decreases. And it's got a lovely pom-pom on top. Then we have this sweater. Love the neck. This is Soana by Denise Otter. Where most cable knits are crisp and defined, Soana makes a feature of softness and dreaminess instead. And look at it in that turquoise. So pretty. It has such movement to it with the cables. So pretty. It comes in 10 sizes from 32 to 68 inch chest circumference, meant to be worn with 2 to 8 inches of positive ease. It's done in a bulky weight with US 7s 4.5 mil needles and US 4s 3.5 mil needles. It's worked from the top down, beginning at the base of the cowl neck, back neck shaping with raglan increases. It's worked flat before joining to knit in a round. And then sleeves are put on hold, and front and back hems are worked separately, and then sleeve stitches are picked up. And then finally stitches are picked up around the neckline and the cowl neck is completed. So pretty. And that's the last pattern. And then we have an article called Crafting from the Root Work. And it's about the African American folk magic or root work. And it has an editor's note. Practitioners of root work use magic, M-A-G-I-C-K, to distinguish their work from the popular magic associated with party tricks and illusion. This form of magical herbalism is distinct from medicinal herbalism. And so there's a whole article about that. There is an article called Villains in the Soil that talks about zooming in on underground roots, and you find microplastics. And so it's an entire article about microplastics, which was very, very interesting. There's an article called Charcoal from Natural Materials, and it talks about how to make charcoal using dried plant materials and an outdoor fire, and then how to make ink. Very, very cool. And then we've got instructions and techniques and such. And then let's get here to the back where the recipe is. We have ginger pudding. Ginger pudding. And that is the issue. I can't remember what Dammy said their favorite patterns were, but I really, really love this wrap. I think that was one of the ones that Dammy really liked. I'm not a crocheter, but I love this combination of knitting and crocheting. That could be fun if you have a friend who crochets but doesn't knit. And so the person who knits could start the hat and then pass it off to the crocheter to do the crochet part. And you could do 2 hats and then you would both have hats. That would be fun. That would be really, really cool. Love this headband. And I really love this, even though I don't crochet. Love, love that. Very, very pretty patterns. So again, that's Pom Pom Quarterly. The only knitting / cross stitch, I mean not cross stitch, knitting / crochet / crafts / fashion / art / food magazine that I subscribe to. I'll put a link in the show notes for how to get it. All right, let's move on to the next segment. Dammy's about to join us because we are going to announce 9th Podiversary winners. Look who's here. Yay, Dammy. So, 9th Podiversary. Thank you so much for all the kind words. And yeah, we got some lovely messages. And we were so excited to celebrate. How was the cake? Good. Yep. Pink really did want to eat it. We did not let her. She had her own cookies. So, all right, Dammy, we have 9 prizes. If somebody is a prize winner, what are they going to do?
Email us at ggkcspodcast@gmail.com with your full name and mailing address if you've won a physical prize.
And if you win a digital prize, I will tell you when we get to those where to go to tell me what you want in your email to us. And Dammy, how long do they have to claim their prizes?
30 days from the day the podcast goes live or they forfeit it.
That's right, and it will be used for another. So since we had so many, I just went ahead and did the YouTube random comment picker before we started recording. And what I did is I put in the YouTube link and then I put in the keyword. And so it pulled in all the comments that had that keyword and then it randomly picked someone. You could only win once. So even if your name, which some of you were very lucky and your name was drawn like 4 times and I had to redraw. So, but all right, let's talk about our prize winners. Do you want to say the prizes and then I'll say the winners, or do you want to do opposite?
Sure.
Okay, you say the prizes.
So we have a pirate-themed Black Needle Society bundle that comes with this tumbler. It comes with the lid and straw. I just took it off. These, what are these?
Tattoos, temporary tattoos.
Temporary tattoos and thread jewelry.
And the winner is Monique L. Full name, mailing address, email it to us. All right, what's up next?
We have 2 skeins of Audine Wools by Knit Crate in the Pansy colorway. We have 2 winners.
So the 2 winners are Alex P. and Norma R. Alex P. and Norma R. Okay, what's up next?
Oh. A Black Needle Society. What does it say? I went to my craft room and all I got was this tote bag. It's very large and it has a square bottom.
It does. Box bottom, I think. Yeah, box bottom is what they call it. And the winner of that is Enid S. Enid has been with us a very long time. I think this is the very first prize you've ever won, Enid. So congratulations. Okay, next up.
We have one of our Java Pearl Designs ebooks that you get to choose.
That's right. So the winner of that is Cindy A. So Cindy, if you will go to our website, javapearldesigns.com, and click on patterns and ebooks, choose which ebook you want, send me an email with your full name and which ebook you want, and I will email that back to you.
We have two of our Java Pearl Designs patterns. Two winners get to choose which one pattern they want.
So those two winners are Emily S. and Terry F. And so Emily and Terry, if you go to our javapearldesigns.com website, click on patterns, and then there's a bunch of different categories. There's like socks and fandom and shawls and da-da-da. Look through them, find what pattern, one single pattern you want, email us with your full name, name of the pattern, and I'll email you the PDF.
And then we have two cross-stitch patterns by Bendy Stitchy. Two winners get to choose which pattern they want.
Right, and the winners of that are Andrea J. and Salad Goddess. So Andrea and Salad Goddess, go to, oh dear, let's see, I can't remember, I think it's Bendy Stitchy, hold that thought, folks, I'm getting there. BendyStitchyDesigns.com. And then click on shop, and you can click all or you can like look at different patterns individually, but go through and look at all the patterns, pick one pattern that you would like, send me an email and tell me what pattern you would like, and I will contact Michelle and have her send that to you by email. Yeah. So again, our prize winners are Monique L, Alex P, Norma R, Enid S, Cindy A, Emily S, Terry F, Andrea J, and Salad Goddess. So congratulations, everybody. Thanks for participating in our giveaways, and send us an email, ggkcspodcast@gmail.com. All right, let's move on to the next segment. And with that, we come to the end of the show. A reminder that we are co-hosting the Pride Owl, the Pride Along, that started back in May and runs through the end of June 2020. If you go to our website, ggkcs.com, there's a YouTube video that you can watch to get all the details. And our hashtag is #GGKCS Pride Along 2122. We'd like to say a huge thank you to everyone who supports the podcast, no matter how it is you support us. Watching us, that's supporting us. Being part of our community, that's supporting us. But a especially big thank you to those who support us financially. That money is used primarily to like ship out all the prizes that we gave out today. Like, I think there was like 15 prizes. And for technology behind the scenes, such. If you'd like to support the podcast financially, there's a few ways you can do that. Patreon and YouTube Join are ways that you can support. Pledge a certain amount to your favorite creatives, and you earn rewards based on the level you donate at. I will be doing rewards tomorrow for September. And you can find out more or join at patreon.com/ggkcs or by clicking the join button under any of our YouTube videos. We also have a PayPal button in the sidebar of our website if you'd like to make a one-time donation. We are bookshop.org affiliates, which is an online bookstore with a mission to financially support local independent bookstores. If you purchase a book from our shop or from one of our shelves, because I create a shelf every week of the books that we talk about in that week's episode, we earn a little commission, and local independent bookstores also earn money from your purchase. Our shop is at bookshop.org/shop/ggkcs. And we are amazon.com.co.uk and .ca affiliates. If you're going to shop on Amazon, if you go to our site first, click on the appropriate link for your country, do your shopping as normal. We earn a little money back based on what you purchase. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and it's a great way to support the podcast by doing something you were doing anyway. With that, you can find us online at ggkcs.com. There you will find links to everywhere else we are online, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, our Facebook group, etc., etc. with that, we're going to tell you goodbye. We hope you have a great week ahead. I hope that my week at work this week is not as much of a beast as last 2 weeks have been, but probably will be. It's back to school season, and so like all of our diabetic patients have to have care plans to submit to their school nurses. We had over 1,000 requests. We've been very busy. So, but I hope that you have an amazing week ahead. I hope that you find time for being creative. Please remember to wear your mask and to be vaccinated. Yeah, we're in a scary time, and our healthcare workers are really, really struggling with not being believed as they're sharing the truth of the science behind this horrible, horrible disease, and with the amount of work they're having to do, our hospitals are overcrowded. They're having to turn patients away, and mental health and physical health, emotional health, all of it is really being affected. So if you know a healthcare worker in your life, check on them, see if there's something you can do to help support and love them. So, all right. Well, until we see you again, happy crafting, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye. Stay tuned after the credits for a Pink Pearl video. Don't miss it. Now, you know, if you hold my foot down, I can't get up and give you cookies. Are you trying to say, Mama, I'm so sorry I climbed on your desk. I know I'm not supposed to walk on your desk, but I did. And I'm so sorry. Can we have cookies now? Okay, bye-bye. I tried the ignoring thing. Maybe if I ignore you, you will give me some cookies. Oh, Mama, I love you. I will cuddle your foot. Oh, yes. So nice.